righty. Hey, Uncle Doug.
Uncle Dan.
You're going to learn us some learning. This is a are we digging up a god? This is a meet the.
We're going to meet some people today.
Okay.
And it almost could qualify as a graveyard of the gods because this god is made up, unlike all the other gods we've talked about.
Right. All the gods are real, but not this one.
But these gods are made up recently, and as we'll get to, there are some people living in their parents' basements who still, or who adhere to these gods.
Yeah, this is more of a meet the.
This is a meet the.
We're going to meet a bunch, a religious group.
A religious group. And this actually occurred to me when Uncle Mark, the late great Uncle Mark, talked about an ancient dead god called Gok Tengri.
Yeah, I remember
in episode
that.
33. And I actually joked about him not being the Klingon god. So I thought to myself, hold my banana beer, which is a callback to episode 31.
Boom, baby.
I got a lot of callbacks. This is a Meet the Klingons.
Okay, now, my understanding is that Klingons are a fake race of people from a television program.
Well, to be fair, from many television programs.
Sure. They are an alien species from different planet.
From a different planet and a different time. We don't. I'm not going to go very deep into this rabbit hole because I guess you could call me a Trekkie. I like Star Trek, but
I don't think that makes you a Trekkie.
I don't think a Trekkie would call me a Trekkie.
No,
like, I've seen most of the episodes of The Next Generation.
Yeah,
because I was a kid and there was nothing else to watch.
I liked Next Generation.
Me too.
I can't do much of the original series.
That or the Voyager or the Deep Space Nine.
I don't have the energy for any of this stuff.
Me too.
Really.
But
I've enjoyed a Trek or two.
Yes. And the movies are delightful.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we haven't alienated too many of your listeners at this point.
Yeah, well, I think Trek people, Trekkers, Trekkies, I think they know what they did. I don't think
they know.
You guys know what's up.
So when Mark said that, I thought, it'd be fun to do is actually see if there is a Klingon. I knew it at the time. Obviously, there's a Klingon religion.
Obviously.
Like, all right, let's see what this is all about. And and having researched various strange and different cults for the purposes of this show, this was actually a lot of fun because all of this shit is made up, right? All religions are made up. But they're made up by people we've never met, and they've made up by over hundreds, if not thousands, of years. And
it's improved upon, and it's honed and refined, over time.
And in most cases, these religions have caused suffering and death, and it was a lot of fun to actually look at a religion that was like, okay, this is entirely made up. Probably nobody's died because of this religion. Some people have probably died alone because of this religion. Sorry, guys.
This is why they have it. They go to the conventions. They meet each other.
That's right.
They can speak the language,
which we'll get to.
Oh my god!
So the Klingon religion, the origin story is of a Klingon named. And I'm going to murder this, I'm sure. So please don't write in.
Just to do a lot of.
If you are going to write in and complain about my pronunciation, it's Mark. How to Heretic. So the origin story, the first Klingon named Kortar, and his mate were created in a place called Klutu. They became strong, joined forces, and destroyed the gods who made them and turned the heavens into rubble and ash.
They destroyed the gods who made them?
Yes.
Nice.
Which is a great origin story.
That is a good origin story.
So this Klingon...
I feel like we're almost to that point, not with us and our gods, but with AI and we being their gods. I feel like that'll happen.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It has to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. That'll be a good time.
Hopefully I'll be dead. Skynet... I, for one, welcome our new AI overlords.
Yeah.
So in Klingon wedding ceremonies, the following passage is read out loud. With fire and steel did the gods forge the Klingon heart. So fiercely did it beat, so loud was the sound that the gods cried out, "On this day we have brought forth the strongest heart in all the heavens. None can stand before it without trembling at its strength." But then the Klingon heart weakened. Its steady rhythm faltered, and the gods said, "Why do you weaken so? We have made you the strongest in all the creation." And the heart said, "I am alone." And the gods knew that they had erred, so they went back to their forge and brought forth another heart. But the second heart beat stronger than the first.
Ooh.
And the first was jealous of its power. Fortunately, the second heart was tempered by wisdom and said, if we join together, no force can stop us. And when the two hearts began to beat together, they filled the heavens with a terrible sound. For the first time, the gods knew fear. They tried to flee, but it was too late. The Klingon hearts destroyed the gods who created them and turned the heavens to ashes. To this very day, no one can oppose the beating of two Klingon hearts.
So I guess the moral of the story for us is we can create AI, just not AH. It's the hearts.
Oh,
the hearts are the dangerous thing.
That was cute.
See what I did there?
I see
what I did there?
I see it.
Ah.
The actual Klingon faith is most similar to the Viking culture of Earth.
Oh, sure.
Klingons follow the way of the warrior. It's a belief system developed by Kales, the Unforgettable, which is a name I had to write down.
Yeah.
They value honor above all else. If they die with a purpose, they're said to join Kales, who has been the first Klingon emperor and a messianic figure in the way of the warrior in the Black Fleet of Stovokar, a paradise where battle and feasting can eternally be shared in one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sure.
Why not?
And so this was made up for a TV show. I'm going to reiterate all of the things that you've said so far are background for a TV show.
For a television show. And as I was doing, the research for this, research in quotes, all of the episodes were cited. I'm like, I could just make Dan crazy. He's like you knew in episode 25 of Voyager.
Well,
I'm like, nah.
When Lieutenant Worf brought out his bat
it's funny because in the original series, the Klingons barely appeared. In Deep Space,
and they were just like black dudes.
Yeah, totally. In the Next Generation, Worf and his culture made some, and then in the Voyager and Deep Space Nine is where all these citations come from. Because that's where they got, I guess they decided they needed to backfill.
Okay.
So they have scriptures, a series of scrolls called Pak Bothel, or the Book of Honor. They have a coming messianic figure called Kuva Mag.
Oh. Who is prophesied?
Will come, yeah.
Okay.
They have an afterlife called Grith Thor, where the dishonored go to suffer if they didn't die well in battle. It's the equivalent of hell.
Oh.
And then they're
so like if you don't die. So okay, that's only if you die in battle but not well.
If you die in battle and you're fighting for a just cause,
right?
You go to I won't go back and read it, but the Klingon heaven,
right?
Which is battle and feasting forever.
Hurrah!
Which sounds actually kind of great. I like a good battle and feast.
Sure.
And if you're bad, you go to a Klingon hell where you are kind of in a purgatory state, but your relatives can go on a quest of honor and kind of buy your way out of that and get you up to heaven.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So like if you die in battle, you're good. If you die like cooking a souffle,
as Klingons are wont to do,
you have to go to hell.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Klingons would rather die in battle.
All the gay Klingons are just like, oh my God, leave me alone. So there are humans alive now
who are adherents to this faith,
who have
that are members of a clergy. There is a Klingon clergy, that has membership that administers the Klingon religion on the Earth.
Yeah,
300 years before we meet the Klingons.
You so damn well know that this is a genuine 501c3
most definitely
religious organization, and they can marry people in the language.
Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
And they stage a fake fight at all of these religions or on all of these weddings
with that stupid slanted knife that Worf had on his wall.
Half moon sword thing.
And these Ponzi guys just kind of half-ass go at each other.
Kink, kink, kink.
Now, honestly, Uncle Dan, does this religion seem any more credible or less made up than any we've talked about?
Let me tell you something. It is what we've talked about. These are all the same.
Exactly.
It doesn't yes, okay, so they got crinkly foreheads. That's their new game. But they're not bringing anything new to the table. I mean, the origin story is kind of cool. It is kind of cool. Killing the gods that made you.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
I like that.
I'm into that. But the rest of it?
You could squint and you wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah. Yeah, although and probably like if you listened to a Hebrew or an Arab prayer, like to an American ear, I'm guessing it doesn't sound far off from Klingon.
If just a little angrier.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd put a little button on this by teaching you just a smidgen of Klingon.
Oh, I hope you will.
So the word hello is nuch-neh. The word goodbye is ja-chlek.
You are so going to get emails.
The thank you is nuch-neh. Uncle is tenuch.
Oh, I'm glad you came up with that.
And do you know what heretic is? Heretic. I assume you have to go like heretic, but it's spelled the same.
Okay. There you go.
There you go. That is your Klingon religion.
Okay, how do you say uncle?
Technuch.
Well, thank you, Technuch, Doug.
Back at you. Technuch, Dan.
Let's move on.
Moving on.